Now at 11, breaking news. Several people are hurt after a violent crash on the 110 freeway in South LA. Stu Mandel is overhead in Sky 2 with the latest. Stu.
Pat, that's right. There are actually 2 children involved in this crash as well. Now, there's 5 people total. 3 of them are adults and 2 of them are children. The children described as a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Now, this is happening out here on the 110 freeway. The children in the worst shape. One of them in his critical condition and the other one is in grave condition. You can see the crash here on the southbound 110 freeway right before Manchester. California Highway Patrol doing the investigation right now. LA City Fire was here earlier on. 2 lanes are taken away, and there is quite a bit of backup. Live in Sky 2 over South Los Angeles, I'm Stu Mandel. Pat, back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Stu. Now to developing news at this hour. In the Thai cave rescue, a 3rd mission is now underway to free the remaining 4 boys and their coach. Good evening, everyone. This is CBS2 News at 11. Exhausted divers say it's the hardest mission they've ever done. And our Tom Wade has been following the developments. He joins us now live. Tom?
And Pat, that's absolutely right. 8 boys have been rescued. They're 14 to 16 years old and are doing well, but 2 of them may have a lung infection. We've just gotten word, as you said, divers are headed back to the rescue and to get the last group of boys and their coach. Rescuers charging through the flooded cave, but also exhausted and sleeping on the rocky floor. One of the divers assisting in the operation described the challenges facing rescuers.
Our duty is transporting the air tanks for the SEAL team. We could see only out hands with short distance.
4 more boys were finally freed Monday night from the dark and flooded cave that they've been stranded in for 17 days. Here's how this dangerous rescue mission works. Each of the boys is wearing a dive mask as they enter the murky water. The children can barely see anything in front of them. They are led out by a diver who is carrying their oxygen tank and is guided by a rope. Another diver follows them from behind. The entire journey covers about 2.5 miles through both deep water and steep climbs. The biggest concern is a pinch point in the cave that is just 15 inches across. In that area, the boys have to separate from the divers in order to fit through and reach a small patch of dry land before going back down into the water. Elon Musk has also offered his services, tweeting tonight that he just returned from Cave 3 and that he's left a mini sub with Thai rescuers. This sub was tested here in LA, though it's unclear if it will be used. Meanwhile, the father of one of the trapped boys was able to write his 11-year-old son a note. He had these words of encouragement.
I will tell him that I am worried. I want him to be healthy, to get enough strength to dive out safely.
And the rescued boys will spend at least a week in the hospital for treatment. Health officials say they are now able to eat solid food, but the recovery process is very slow. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Tom Waite. Pat, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tom. That's a story we are all watching. Now to our big story here locally. First, the heat, now the humidity. It's like living in a sauna at times. We are on Health Watch, or Heat Watch, with live team coverage. We begin with a postal worker tragedy to tell you about, raising new concerns, in fact, about just how dangerous this weather can be to all of us. CBS 2's Chris Holmstrom is live in North Hills with more on this. Chris?
Pat, Peggy Frank had been working for the post office for nearly 30 years. She was just a few years away from retiring, and tonight her family wants to know just how she died on the job.
When the people found her, they said that she was burning up.
Kirk Kessler in disbelief after finding out his mother, Peggy Frank, died while delivering mail in the Woodland Hills. It was Friday afternoon, the peak of the heat wave.
I had my mom, 107, humidity, carrying the mail bag, running around with no air conditioner in the car. Yeah, I'm sure she's probably going to overheat.
The LA coroner's office says Frank was found unresponsive inside her postal vehicle. Paramedics arrived within minutes. After multiple attempts of trying to revive her, she was pronounced dead. Neighbors saw the activity but had no idea she had died.
She was very nice. It's like now her face is coming to in front of me, honestly, because I talked to her, it becomes personal.
Frank leaves behind 2 kids and multiple grandchildren. A trying time for this family.
She's great, friendly, sensitive. always there for you.
The coroner's office says at this point it's unknown if the cause of death is heat-related, but we're learning Frank had just returned to work after being off for more than 2 months with a broken ankle. A spokesperson with the U.S. Postal Service would not go into detail about the case, but they tell me their thoughts and prayers are with the family. They also tell me carriers deliver mail in all temperatures and that they remind employees to stay hydrated, wear appropriate clothing, and to stay in the shade if possible. And in Hemet, an elderly couple was found dead inside their RV. Police say the AC was not on and that heat likely played a role in their death. Reporting live from North Hills, I'm Chris Holmstrom, CBS 2 News.
Well, thousands of people had to sweat it out over the weekend due to a power outage in mid-Wilshire. Crews have been working to bring the power back. The Department of Water and Power says the outage was caused by a strain on the distribution circuit. The DWP says only about 700 customers remain without power right now. So just how soon until we see some relief? Well, CBS 2's Garth Kemp is here with a look at the conditions for us. Garth.
Yeah, Pat. Well, we're seeing a little bit of relief in the temperature, but we've increased the humidity. Good evening, everybody. So it doesn't make it much better out there. I mean, you certainly don't feel that blazing heat on you when you're out during the daytime. But with the clouds and the humidity, it's just as bad out there. You got to really hydrate because your body won't allow your sweat to evaporate. So make sure you hydrate up. 82 degrees right now. San Bernardino, mid-70s for the most part to upper 70s, 83 up into Lancaster. We'll talk about thunderstorms. We'll show you those, what it looks like off to the east, all that coming up in just a few minutes. Pat?
All right, Garth. Well, in a made-for-TV event, President Trump revealed his top choice for Supreme Court Justice. The big announcement came in prime time at the White House. And CBS 2 political reporter Dave Ryan is here now. He tells us about the nominee.
About the nominee and what he's up against, because the Democrats, Pat, are drawing a line in the sand this time. They are going to make this a battle royale. But if confirmed by the Senate, Judge Brett Kavanaugh could push the Supreme Court to a sharp right turn on several hot-button issues, not the least of which women's abortion rights and the rules for a president under criminal investigation. But first, a fierce confirmation hearing is the next major step for Kavanaugh.
Tonight, it is my honor and privilege to announce that I will nominate Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court.
The president touting his pick to replace Justice Anthony Kennedy from Sacramento.
Judge Kavanaugh has impeccable credentials, unsurpassed qualifications, and a proven commitment to equal justice under the law. There is no one in America more qualified for this position, and no one more deserving.
My judicial philosophy is straightforward. A judge must be independent and must interpret the law, not make the law.
At his confirmation hearing in 2006, Kavanaugh said he considered Roe v. Wade settled law.
If confirmed to the D.C. Circuit, I would follow Roe v. Wade faithfully and fully.
But Planned Parenthood officials charge Kavanaugh is anything but neutral on women's rights, including abortion rights.
He's very proud of his ability to basically set up barriers for women to access safe and legal abortions.
Are you ready for a fight?
Outside the Supreme Court, a fired-up Senator Bernie Sanders urged his supporters to fight the confirmation and stand up for women's rights.
This is a tough fight, but it is a fight that we can win.
Now, the White House quickly named Arizona Senator John Kyle to oversee Kavanaugh's confirmation journey, and President Trump is also expected to play a key role in promoting the judge. Clearly, the Republicans are expecting a fierce battle in Congress, and Pat, they will be getting it.
And we will be watching. Thank you, Dave Ryan. A top gang prosecutor has been put on leave in San Bernardino County over racist and vulgar comments made online. Michael Selliam has been with the DA's office for 12 years. The DA says he was recently made aware of several of the prosecutor's posts. In one of them, he said of Congresswoman Maxine Waters, quote, being a loud-mouthed expletive in the ghetto, you would think someone would have shot this expletive by now. DA Mike Ramos says he was offended by the posts.
The San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office does not condone hate, discrimination, or incitement of violence.
Selliam also compared Michelle Obama to a man and ridiculed Mexican immigrants. DA Ramos says Selliam will remain on leave while he investigates and he could face discipline, including termination. New video released tonight of a woman who police say stole another customer's engagement and wedding rings at a Studio City salon. Detectives say the woman in black snuck the rings into her purse after getting a mani-pedi last month, and then she just took off. Anyone with information is urged to call LAPD. An 11-year-old girl kidnapped and murdered. 45 years later, police used DNA and Twitter to generate leads in the case. Linda's story is coming up next.
No one would want their sidewalk to look like this, but now imagine having a 99-year-old husband and this is at the end of your driveway. So they contacted Two on Your Side.
And Starbucks puts the lid on plastic, the major change taking place at stores nationwide.
Hi, everybody. I'm Garth Kemp. Well, we're still sticky around here. Your forecast coming up.